Well, tell me, how did you get started in this industry?
Well, I was in college, so that was in 2014, and I just decided to, be independent a little bit because um, it's a little bit annoying asking for your parents for money if you want to go out or you want to buy something you like. And no, I decided it's time for me to be a little bit independent, financially speaking.
I love that. So you knew that in order to gain that financial independence, which you're right, like as women, it's such a liberating thing to have. Right?
I had a friend that was working in this industry, and she was like, you know what? Why don't you just give it a try? Because you're not going to lose anything. And it's just you, and it's just you speak English very good, and you're pretty and you're smart. And I'm like, well, I'm a little bit shy. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but looking back then, I just don't regret it at all. I've been doing this for 8 years now.
So, how did you find Jasmine? How did you realize Jasmine is the right platform for you to be on?
I think I was compatible from the first second, even if I flirted with other sites. Jasmine was and is still my favorite and my first love.
Oh, I love that.
I love it too, which is why I'm still there.
How long have you been on Jasmine?
I'm going to turn 80 years on 1st of September. So
Oh, well, happy early Jasmine anniversary.
you're the first.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad I could be the first to tell you.
Thank you. Well, it's appreciated. I'm going to be a little bit, I don't know. I hope I'm going to be honest anyways, but pandemics kind of woke me up. Like, you reached an age, you're not that young anymore. You have to set something for your life. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So since pandemics, I I realized I have to work for my goals, and I'm working on them, and everything's fine. So I'm mastering myself at first and then at the job.
I mean, that's probably the biggest ingredient to mastering anything, right? Is to
Yeah.
master yourself first. And it's beautiful that you have this platform and opportunity where you can do that. I'm curious, 8 years in, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned from this industry, your time on Jasmine?
I think, well, I'm not a fan of patience. I mean, patience is not one of my virtue. I'm working on this. But um, I think the best lesson learned on here is that to not take it personal, especially when you have so many people and not everyone in your room is always sunshines and flowers, and they're always fear in here and there a few haters. So it's yeah, to not take it personal, even if I'm a little bit of passionate person and I get really you know, very, how to say so, quite of a volcano when something or someone says something that it's not on my beliefs. But I've learned to take everyone's point of view and to not take it personal, because you may be right, I may be right. So it's just a difference of words, perhaps, in perspective and education. So yeah, that would be the one.
I mean, that's a beautiful lesson, absolutely, because I feel like when you have that down where you can just let things move through and not cling to them or get mad about them, you can be peaceful, right?
Yeah, yes, and I told you, I'm. I think I'm one of those persons. I don't know if there's so many, but I'm one of those persons that it's a little bit of a creep when it's about energies. So if I don't resonate with your energy, if even if I'm trying to explain to you why you're a little bit wrong, because it's not okay for you and for your mental health, and you don't want to get my advice, I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you do your thing, let you say your thing, and I'm like going to focus on what makes me feel better and what gives me energy, and obviously the smile, because it's not easy to be online for so many hours and knowing so many people in such a short time, and so many energies that's going to keep you down at some point.
That's beautiful that this platform has given you that opportunity to basically put you in a situation where you're dealing with lots of different personalities. And so you get to learn these life lessons of you don't have to engage with all of them. You can just let things be as they are. Really important lessons. You talked about wanting to just focus on the things that bring you good energy and make you smile. And I'd love to talk more about some of those things. Like, being in this industry, I feel like comes with a lot of different rewards. Some of them emotional rewards, some of them financial rewards. What are some of the freedoms that being in this industry and being on Jasmine have brought into your life that you didn't have before that you get to enjoy now?
Well, obviously, for most of them girls, is the financial independence, the freedom. Like, okay, you've got your own money. You're going to go out anytime you want. You're not going to ask for permission or money from your parents. Second would be the freedom of speech. Like, okay, you can speak whatever you want, however you want, obviously not insulting people around you, but you get to be yourself without being judged. And those who are trying to judge you, just build a wall and don't see them at all. And I think that this would be the freedoms, the most important freedoms for me.
So you use the word freedom the most
Hmm.
just now. So is it fair to say that the biggest luxury that being on LiveJasmin has given you is freedom?
Yes, yes, and obviously, that's freedom that as you're independent, you're having your own finances. It's not like you have a boss and you have a schedule or a shift to follow. If you feel one day you feel pretty down and you don't feel like I'm not going to make myself happy, even if I'm surrounded by the persons that make me happy, because I don't want to give them my energy that's low. You just text them and you tell them, I don't feel right today. I don't feel good. So I'm going to skip. So you're just going to do something that you love and that makes you feel good or better. And then you're going to start over again the next day. So that would be another freedom. Yeah, I didn't mention about it, but the freedom of being independent, because after all, independence, that's about.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you have really positive energy. I can see why members probably love connecting to you. And I want to talk about the members. I'm
Okay.
curious. You have 8 years of experience, so I feel like that's that's a good amount of time. In your opinion, based off of your experience, what do you think it is that the members truly want? If you could put it into one word.
So first of all, friendship. They totally want. They're looking for friendship, even if they're not going to admit it, because men are cocky and they've got a very big ego, and they're not going to say anything about that. A second, they want obviously the sexual side, but they want something that would be connecting you, like okay, I'm going to say it in one word. After all, connection, humanity, because we're not robots. I mean, if we were as cam girls, we would be robots. You would just press one a number, and they would be like, "Hello, this is me. Tell me what you want and stuff." But here's not. This is real, even if it's virtual, but it's real. We're a real person. So I think connection, humanity, friendship, and probably even more. But in this moment, these are the three ones.
Beautiful. And I think like you completely hit the nail on the head, you know.
You can call me Thor because I just
Oh,
have.
love it. Yes, Thor. I think you're absolutely right. It is the friendship and the connection at the root that has to be bringing members to Jasmine and back to Jasmine, you know, because there are other sides, there are other avenues to get the other things. But here you're getting that relationship as well.
Yes. I mean, not just a relationship. You've got, even if you're not going to be as a member, if you're not going to be here forever, you know you've got someone that gets to understand you. You get to speak freely. And especially if you're a little bit shy and you don't want to turn on your camera, you can be whoever you want without being judged. I mean, who would like to be judged? It's just, okay, I'm going to speak free, as I was saying about freedom of speech. You can speak free your mind and just let it be. Who knows where we're going to lead?
Absolutely. And speaking of freedom of speech, there are a lot of brave men and women who in the US fight for that freedom to maintain it. And I want to now talk to you about the Soldier Aid program.
Yes.
First and foremost, I have to know, what were your first thoughts when you heard about this campaign?
I was overwhelmed. Like, I'm not going to lie, but I was overwhelmed because a site, an adult entertaining site, is just thinking about people that actually are a little bit in more need, because being a serving in the military is not really easy. You're going through a lot of things, and you're going to be a little bit um, taken away from the reality. So this is a move that is going to help them get in touch with the reality. Because obviously, if you're a soldier and you're fighting, for example, you don't know what's happening home. I think it's a really nice one. It's a really nice move to help them in getting back together, like to to really understand that they matter, even if they were away for so long.
Oh, I really like what you said there, to understand that they matter, even though they were away for so long, because I mean, you're right. Like when you're in conditions like what a lot of these vets and soldiers see, it may be hard to remember that you matter, you're loved, you're important, and to have a space and a beautiful model like you to remind
Thank you.
someone like, hey, you're loved, that can be potentially, I feel like, life-saving. I mean, for anyone, but especially for these guys, you know?
Yes, yes, because it's not easy to be, um, I think, isolated
Mhm.
from the real world.
Have you ever had any members that you worked with that were veterans or soldiers?
I did have, and obviously, I don't know if any of them had served in the army, but there is just one guy that I've met in 2019. He served in the army for like 10 years or so. And I remember our first private was like me asking him about his name, where he's from, because he could barely try to keep the conversation going. It was so difficult for him to engage with it. And he was like, "You're just beautiful." He was just complimenting me. He was like, "You're so beautiful. I wish I could meet you in real." but I don't deserve this. And I'm like, what are you saying? You don't deserve this? Like, you're a human being. You deserve love. You are here for a reason. Like, maybe it's not going to be me, but there's going to be another woman. But don't you ever say that you don't deserve love. And uh, it was a little bit tough for me because I was just listening to him, and I was trying to not be not feeling pity, even if I was feeling, but I didn't want to make him feel bad. But I was my eyes and my heart were so full of joy because he was slowly trying to engage in conversations, and eventually we found out we've got things in common, such as movies and moments like, of the day, like rain, for example. And it's just they just need someone to remind them that life is not just serving the army and then it stopped. Because even if you're serving in the army, your life is still carrying on. It's not a stop. It's not the full it's not the final destination. It's much more beautiful than that. They just need a little push to remind that.
I really like how you said that. It's about they just need a little reminder like, hey, life is still beautiful. Promise.
Yeah.
Like I know you've been seeing a part of life that's not so beautiful, but there's still beauty and that's a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Have you ever had moments where you're working with a member, maybe even this particular member who was in the army, and you thought like, I wish I could help them more?
Um, I I just in those moments when he was telling me about his life before serving the army, and just the very few words about serving the army, and then after he got back, I just wanted to be there with him to just give him a hug. Like, I wanted to cry with him to let him know that it's fine to cry, it's fine to feel sad, but you don't have um, to blame yourself for what it's been, because the past is in the past. Today is today, and tomorrow is a gift. Like, I mean, today is a gift, but tomorrow is a mystery. So you have to make it beautiful. And yes, I did want to be there to hug him and to, to just take him out to show him the beauty of his life.
Do you feel like after your training with the Soldier Aid program, do you feel like you might have more tools now to help someone like him?
I think, uh, well, obviously, yes, because I wasn't aware. I knew about PTSD, but I wasn't really aware of how you're supposed to talk to someone or how you're supposed to act with someone like them. Um, and I think it was easier for me to understand that yes, they're normal people, they're normal persons, but they just need more patience. They need more love. They need someone who is there any at any hour if they would need. And I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I think it's going to be very good. I mean, this training is very, very fortunate for us models to understand them. So we're not going to be like, okay, are you going to talk or what? Come on, dude. Till you get your words, I'm going to smoke a cigarette or something or whatever, do whatever. It's not okay, because I think some girls maybe would do that if they don't know what's going on. So I think before you get to know they are or they served in the army or they're vet, just be yourself, be calm, and then if you realize that they need a little bit more, just be there more for them and to be welcoming and warm, because that's what they need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've had experience with a veteran. You have taken this training. Um, Why do you think this program is important or helpful or necessary?
As I was mentioning before, um, it's important for them to know that they matter, that their life still carries on, that they can do and they can make wonderful things if they're open to enjoy this side of life, this bright side of life, because unfortunately they just experiencing only the cloudy one. So I think it's nice, and it's important for them to learn to love again, to love themselves again. Because after all, in this era, self-love and self-esteem and mental health, they're the most important things.
Oh, truer words have never been spoken. Absolutely, you are right. Mental health and self-love. Right now, there is nothing more important than that. Let's say that I'm a veteran and I've kind of heard about this program and I'm thinking about maybe I should do a call with you. I don't know. Um, what could I expect?
I am one of those girls who's got jokes anytime. So I'm not going to let you feel down any moment. But if the moment it's going to be serious, I'm going to listen to you, what you got, and without making you feel uncomfortable, I'm going to make a joke, or I'm going to change the topic, but at the same time to make you feel important. So I'm going to do anything that I can do so I can uh, make you smile. Because I can't sit and be like, that's sad. Oh, wow. So you really saw that? Oh, no, I feel better if I make people smiling and feeling them better, making them feel better. Sorry.
So, what
So,
I could expect as a veteran by joining this program is for to receive some joy, to get
yeah.
some smiles, maybe to, like you said earlier in the interview, to remember that there's still beauty in life and that I'm important.
Yes. And obviously, you're going to dig deeper in yourself, and you're going to realize you've got a humor which you forgot about.
I love that. Thank you so much. This has been an incredible interview, Jessie.
Thank you. It's really nice to talk about this. And it's really nice that you guys think about them, because they need it. They, even if they're not going to admit it, they need it.
Mm. Absolutely. Thank you. Is there anything about the program or even just your experience with Jasmine that we haven't talked about that you want to share?
I think I think Jasmine is an experience itself, and sort of a program, like programming your life and yourself, like your own self. I think this is one of the experience that everyone has to try once in a lifetime, because life is short. You have to laugh while you still have teeth.
Yes, that's right. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you and laughing with you and doing this interview. So thank you so much.
I really hope these guys are going to call me, because partner, I'm right here. And as Shakespeare said, I need no other companion but you. So I'm going to be the companion.
I love it. I love it.
You're amazing. You're beautiful, and I love your laughter.
Oh,
You're a
thank you
wonderful
so
woman.
much.
Ciao.